And so we were trying to work everything out where I go spend time. I can still do my hosting jobs, but I can also go and work and do some stuff with the WWE still. And so we and train behind the scenes and get ready for NXT because that was going to happen. And the funny thing about that is I was like this close from signing with WWE. Like that was a lock that was going to happen. And I was down there. I was with my publicist, Denise White. I was with from EAG. She came down there with me, and so I was seeing everybody cut their promos. And this was like when everybody who's a superstar now, they were just going through the pipeline, trying to make their way up at NXT or doing house shows or whatever it was. And at about 70, 60, about I would say 60 of the wrestlers, the talent out there, and they were all cutting their promos in front of everybody. And so I'm sitting back there for 2 hours. And I'm sitting back there for 2 hours, and I'm tapping my publicist and said, "Hey, let's get out of here. What are we doing here? What are we doing here?" And right as I'm about to get up, Dusty Rhodes, he said, "I bet you didn't think I was going to do this, but 56, bring your ass on down here." I said, "Oh shit."
Yeah, that's Dusty.
So I'm
That's
like,
the American dream. That's
that's this Dusty Rhodes. What are you gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in the back, and I got 25 seconds of walking, 20 seconds of walking, and I got to figure out. I didn't rehearse anything, I didn't rehearse anything at all. So I'm nervous as hell because Regal is up there and Dusty Rhodes, like all
plus everybody else.
Billy
There's a lot of
Gunn,
people.
dude. Billy Gunn was the in-ring, my in-ring coach, and so I'm sitting there, and I'm like, oh shit, I got to figure this thing out. I only got 20 seconds from where I was walking from until the front. And so I just jumped into character and I just started ripping on everybody there because I seen everybody's promo. And so I was already taking, mental notes like Xavier. Xavier just went up.
Xavier Woods, yeah.
Xavier Woods went up, and I think he was one of the last ones. And so I'm like, shit, I got to come up with something. But I watched Dean, my boy Mojo was down. Like, so all the people who end up being names were just coming up. And so I just got up and just ripped it for like 3 or 4 straight minutes almost. And when I got off, Regal and everybody, Dusty Rhodes said, "That's probably the best promo we've seen out of anybody ever starting out, ever." And so by the time I left that day, me and Dusty Rhodes, we sat in his office for like 3 hours talking. He loved football. He loved football. Dusty Rhodes loved football, man. So we sat there for 3 hours talking football, SEC, college. He loved college football. But then we got into the pro stuff. And by the time I got home, I had a contract in my email already from my publicist and my management.
It's funny that you say that you're so good at promos because one of the things with The Rock, when he brings up jabroni, and a lot of his trash talk was really what he picked up when he was in Miami. And that was just the slang that they was using on the football field. And he just brought that. That's a crazy story that everything you just told me, thank you for saying that. So Billy Gunn was your main coach. Who else, first off, how much time were you spending in Orlando at the Performance Center, you would say, during that time period? And who else other than Billy Gunn was kind of with you a lot?
Regal, what's the cowboy hat? The big cowboy hat. Tall.
JBL?
JBL. JBL.
Not Shawn Michaels, JBL.
So JBL,
another big football dude.
JBL actually is the one that came up and told me that JBL's been around forever.
Mm-hmm.
And he was the one that told me, he said, this is one of the best promos I've ever seen anybody that's never practiced.
Wow.
Ever. Ever. He said, ever. I've never seen it. And what's crazy is, so I was working out. They were trying to see how much they can get out of me in the ring. We went for an hour straight, nonstop in the ring. Off the ropes, flip, flat, off the ropes, jump, flip, flap,